Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here on the Monte Carlo today. We were out here last night. We pulled the hood and the fenders and the wheel tubs and a couple of emission things that were all connected to the fenders and whatnot. So I'm back out here to continue working on getting this thing stripped down. Now, I'm not in a rush to just rip everything out, so I'm not going to be cutting stuff or anything like that, even though I know most of this stuff's not going to go back in. But I'm just going to kind of nitpick at stuff today. As much as I want to get this motor out, I don't think it's coming out today. Maybe next weekend or next week or maybe the week after that. Right now we got the motor out of the Jeep again, so that's sitting on a dolly over here that I've been rolling around in and out of my way. And that's basically the same thing that's going to happen with this one. So I don't want two motors sitting on dollies in the middle of my shop at the moment. But it does need to come out. And when we get to that point, it's coming out. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just not in a rush to get it out today. So we're going to continue with just pulling stuff off: radiator hoses, fan shrouds, radiator, core support. We're just going to start taking apart what needs to come apart. So yeah, so let's get to it. I don't know if it's going to be a super exciting day, but you know, every little piece that we remove is one step closer to this thing being done. So I can't wait for the nice pretty 350 to be in here. And I think you know, once the 350 goes in here, then I have another engine stand that we can put this motor on, and it's in and out of my way. But it's going to be, you know, probably a month or two before that 350 goes back in here, because we got to shave the firewall and we got to paint, you know, everything up front before we can put that motor in. So like I said, it'll just happen as it happens, as it needs to happen. So these are all 10 millimeters that are in there, and that one bolt that's fighting me is it's a 7/16. Looks like it might be a standard bolt by the head of it, so that means it was jammed in there. It doesn't belong in there. Oh yeah, it's a standard bolt just jammed in there. It's all stripped out. Looks like there's two 10s down here, and I think this thing will be loose, but it doesn't look like I can pull it out unless either the core support moves or I disconnect the fan. A lot of fan shrouds like this, they have bolts along the side and they come apart in two pieces, so you can take the top and bottom off. This one's stapled through both sides, so it comes out as one piece. So it's just going to have to float there, and we're going to have to work around it until the core support comes off. Shouldn't be anything in this radiator, I don't think. When I had it running when we moved here, I only let it run for a few minutes, but I realized that there was nothing in it at that point. maybe once this radiator's out of here, I'll have enough room to wiggle this fan shroud out. This is getting a new radiator. I got a new Speedway radiator over there. Well, new-ish Speedway radiator. It came out of the Jeep. It was with that 350, so I'm gonna put that in here. Oh, there's something in there. Well, that's good, at least. Means I didn't run it completely dry when I ran it the last time. Wasn't much, so. Now this bottom one, we'll see. That'll tell us the true story. Had transfloat in it. I caught some of it. So there wasn't much in the radiator, maybe about a quarter of a bottle. Like I said before, when I got to this, everything was cut. It's cut or disconnected. So I never checked it. I just got it running. We had it running for a few minutes. I shut it off, and that was it. So it was just more or less, will it run? And we did have pictures and videos of everything that I did, and it was part of the lost footage. So when we had our hard drive crash. So this is the upper or lower, maybe AC line. It had already been, the top one's missing, it's disconnected, it's gone, I don't even know where it's at. So there was nothing in it. So had it had something in it, I should definitely use a recycler. To suck all the Freon out of it. None of this stuff is going to get reused. Like I said, I'm removing it all, we're shaving it, and it's going to get I want to put vintage air in here, but we're not sure yet. vintage air still takes up a lot of room, and it goes underneath the dashboard. And, not really happy with how much room they still take up. So I'm pretty sure this is the speaker wire that they had ran all the way down into the trunk along the frame rail. They probably had it going through up here somewhere, up into the dashboard, and for some odd reason, when they removed whatever they removed, they just tied it up here. New replacement too. Didn't really need my screwdriver cleaned, but it got cleaned and got a lube. Alright, what's next here? Ooh, he's a little warm. Good thing I moved that. Would have been in the trans fluid and antifreeze. Oh. It was rusty. So all those wires will be reused because that was all the headlights and blinkers and stuff. Now the marker lights are in there too. They go down in the bottom of the fender. We're going to shave those and get rid of them. For some odd reason, they always bothered Colleen. She didn't like them. Smaller than 5/8. Now, let's see if these come apart. We gotta take this hood latch off. I know what just happened. So this is the Black & Decker matrix set. It has interchangeable heads for it, so you got the impact, you got drill, there's a saw, they have a router set up. I forget what it's called, but it's that little vibrating saw that you can cut through anything with. That's the whole reason that I actually bought this thing, because I was looking to get one of those little saw things so that I could put an electrical box in the house through the wood paneling that's in there. And buying one of those was the same price as buying this whole set, so I bought this whole set. One of the downfalls from this thing is that the motor in here comes loose and it spins and it unplugs itself, and then you have to take the whole thing back apart, you have to plug it back in and tighten up the motor. Yep, there's a screw missing. So it either fell out and hit the floor. Yep, there it is. So these little screws here, they go inside here and they hold the motor in, and they come loose and come out, and then the motor spins and unplugs itself. This is probably like the 4th or 5th time that I've had to do this. So I would say it's the only downfall to this tool. Other than that, I dig it. You know, Black & Decker bought out Sears, so this is kind of a Craftsman, I guess you would say nowadays. I think you know, I don't think that Black & Decker picked up Craftsman's quality. I would say more or less Craftsman went to Black & Decker's quality. I mean, this is a Black & Decker, but I mean, it's definitely a cool tool. I like that it's a, you know, all-in-one type of tool, but I wouldn't say that it's. Let's put it this way: if I had to go buy another set, I wouldn't buy this again. I will probably end up buying one of these again just to keep the rest of the tools going. And the reason that we went with this is because all these batteries match all my lawn equipment, like my hedge trimmers, my weed eaters, all of it. So we had already had that stuff. So when I bought this, it was, you know, it was a bonus. It was like an all-in-one tool. It did everything that I was looking for at the time. Plus, it had the same batteries as all my lawn equipment. And my lawn equipment, haven't had any problems with them. I even have like a 10-foot extension pole chainsaw thing that's ran off these. Thing works awesome. Just doing my I told you we got a new shed on the premises, more like a garage than a shed, but I had to cut down some big limbs to get that thing in place, and a little Black & Decker pole saw came through once again. So this is the inside here, and as you can see, I dropped all the parts for it. The motor came unplugged because it's spun around in there. So just gotta plug that back in and then find everything I just dropped. What's with that magnet? I never paid any attention to that magnet before. I don't know. Were you guys even watching anything I did? So I had to remove all the screws in here. This cover pops off. The motor's in here. You can see how the motor is hooked up. It's just a couple of electrical connections there. And this thing, like I said, comes loose. Oh, I know what that magnet's for now. That magnet is where you can set a screw up here and it'll stay. So, but this motor comes loose, it spins around, it unplugs itself. It is a fail on Black & Decker's part. Like I said, I've probably done this 4 or 5 times already. Wooden tight. So I guess I would say if you guys own one of these and you're having this problem, it would be a good idea. I tell this to myself, but I yet never do it. Every so often, go in here and tighten up these screws, and it won't happen. Of course, I never think about that. Okay, I think we're good. So, that's how you fix the Black & Decker thing that stops working on you. And you know it's doing it because it's got this flashlight down here, and the flashlight will come on, but nothing happens when you squeeze the trigger. It's because the motor came unplugged in there. So that's how you fix one of these. Now back to our regular scheduled program. Till the next time. Other than that, it's a good look to it. This thing's a few years old. They may have fixed it by now. For all I know, there could have been a recall on it. Course report is off. That piece is going to get all sandblasted sandblast it up and we're gonna save it. That piece, it hasn't been damaged in any accidents. Everything is there, it hasn't been cut up or hacked up or anything. But if I go through and I sandblast it and there's a little rust hole in it or something like that, or I find some rot, probably not gonna do anything about it. We'll just get it sandblasted up, we'll prime it, paint it, put it back on the vehicle. When the vehicle's all together, you don't see that at all, and unless the hood's open and there's so much stuff that gets mounted in here with wiring and radiator and AC condenser and fan shield and all this stuff. Like, chances are you're never gonna see it. So I'm not gonna spend the $300 it costs to put a new one on, and because you don't see anything, I'm probably not going to go too crazy on it other than just sandblasting it, getting it primed and painted. So it's one of those things that it is what it is. I'll bag a few things up here. So I think when it comes time to reassemble Johnny 5 here, I think I might get a hold of Fastenal. I know that they're a company that I've dealt with in the past, and they carry all like OEM hardware for stuff like this. I'm also going to need it for the mini truck as well, because that thing was completely blown apart down to every nut and bolt, every wire out of it, every fuel line, brake line. It's all been taken out of that, and I don't have any of it anymore. So, it's been moved around from storage unit to storage unit for, 25 years. Most everything for it's gone. So I need hardware for him. And I might as well just get it and replace it all with brand new hardware instead of having to go through and sandblast all this hardware and paint it and make it look like new. We'll just replace it all. So, and Fastenal is the only place I know of that I've dealt with in the past that you can just go pick up all that stuff. So. And I see them drive by the shop all the time, so I know they're in the area. Alright. I'm gonna take a break. I drained my compressor last night, so it's completely empty. I think using an air ratchet on these is probably going to be the best bet, instead of me sitting here having to wrench them off by hand to get this off. I want this off so that there's nothing in my way of taking the motor out or putting the new one in. And I know for a fact my little engine hoist that I have, I think it's the 1 ton one, or is it the 1 ton one? Yes, it's the 1 ton one. And when I bought that one, I got it, it's from Harbor Freight. I have no problems with it. It's an awesome little engine stand. I bought it when we were moving here because my storage unit had motors sitting in it that I needed to get picked up and put in the back of the truck, and I no longer had an engine hoist to do it, so we went and bought that one just so that we could get moved down here. At the time, buying a new house, whatnot, trying to spend as little money as possible, I wasn't trying to buy the big boy one. Kind of wish I would have, because I've ran into this problem several times now, pulling out a motor where I can't get close enough to the front of the car to hook onto the motor with that thing. So Got to pull this off so that we can actually scoot the whole engine hoist in here over the top of the motor. If you get the bigger one, it's a lot longer. It has a lot longer boom on it and everything. So you don't, I'm not saying all the time, but in some cases, like, you wouldn't have to pull this because the boom is long enough to get in there. So unfortunately, we got to pull this one so that I can get in there. And like I said, got to fill the air compressor up. That's going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to shut you guys down so you're not listening to the compressor run. I'll get the tools together that we need to pull this bumper off real quick. So I'll see you guys back here in a few minutes. Don't go nowhere. Grab a snack, get some popcorn. Alright, we're back. Woo! They're hot. That one was, at least. I'm gonna run one of these bolts back down because there's shims on here that I don't want to lose these shims, so. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do for this morning on this. I'm going to go in and take a shower and eat lunch. So, we're back out here again. Kind of farted around this evening, didn't do much. Just kind of eyeballing this and kind of trying to get an idea together of what we may be doing next on this. You know, I know that we gotta start pulling a bunch of stuff off of here, but like I said, I'm not really looking to get this motor pulled right this minute. We just gotta kind of work that direction, so. That one's been on there a long time. Cutting off all the zip ties. Lots of zip tie stuff on here. And bugs living in that one. I am going to mark some of this electrical. It is a good motor. I've said in previous videos that, you know, it may get used in a rat rod or something or whatnot. May just sit for looks, who knows? You know, I'm pretty sure we can just get a standard carb for this and lose the throttle body, and we can make this motor run without all this garbage that's on here. But just in case, alright, we got some of it. Got Colleen tapping on the door out here, so I'm gonna call it a night. I will see you guys in the next one. Remember, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I'm out.